Paris, and Asia.
Nice.
Great. 2,400.
There's never any Americans in the championships. It's always Europeans and Australians.
They're just not very good, huh?
Call. Call. Heads up. Check. That's 2,000. Vote. Raise 26.
Does it have anything good?
I saw you run a bluff. Was that real, or did you Photoshop those freaking cards?
Will you raise my blind?
You had 3-4 off on like, and you raised the guy with like he had one chip left.
Yeah,
Ah, that's wild.
he just like
So that was real hand.
yeah.
If I go,
Ah, that's awesome.
where's
That's like I know he's bluffing, but I have nothing.
good?
Well, we just played this hand like an hour ago, and he'd gone all in where he could have left the chip back, and he had it. So I was like,
You know, yeah, it gives you a little extra.
he's like best player in the world, like unbelievable. So
Yeah, wow.
he's capable to bluff.
Here, I think I just have to go.
Who was it?
Barak Wishboard.
Never heard. Oh, the Israeli?
Yeah.
Weißbold. Mark Weißbold.
Pardon?
Mark Weißbold.
Yeah, maybe I
Yeah,
mispronounced it. Yeah.
Israeli player.
He's like the biggest cash winner in the last 5 years. Or
He's
something.
the best Israeli player.
Yeah, very nice guy. Very nice. And now I can't bluff again for the next.
Mhm.
Do you do that whole stuff like leaving chip back and?
I have here. I've dabbled. Yeah.
Button's
Like at the
good.
studio, final tables or
Yeah.
close. I don't do it early. I just better not. I don't like level 2. Not,
Yeah, sure. Because we don't bluff level 2, right? So.
It's just like I don't care. If I actually level 2, I don't want to have one chip. I want to go rebuy.
Yeah, it's worth a lot more. Yeah.
Right? I just want to be able. I want to sit there and like wait for the spot, kill more time.
Instead, maybe instead. Or one of
Yeah.
those games. It's
Yeah.
good.
raise 2,600. Oh. Replay. Check. Check. $22,400.
Seriously?
All right, welcome back, everyone, to the show. Apologies for any technical difficulties we might have been experiencing here, but I promise you we got it figured out
Very
now.
hard, but I fold.
Leonard and
Very
Hirsch
hard.
here
How hard?
in
Yeah,
little
that's
pot
right.
as the
I'm
UK
not sure
legend
I'd like to do that, but
throws out a bet.
Very hard, I fold. Want to show?
Decides to,
sure, why not?
okay, little show and
Very
tell.
good. 22.
Leonard
Nice
shows
hand.
his queen high, takes it down, and now I can finally tell you all
Last one.
that day 2 of the
Really?
World Series of Poker
Him?
main event is officially
Never
underway
has.
here on our PokerGo YouTube channel.
Always bluff. Never has hand. You see?
Hard to have
hand.
hands.
If you have parry, just hold on. Check, call, check. Call. How many left? Oh shit, check, call. Put your head down and just check, call.
I didn't want to show, but you're gonna see anyway, so whatever.
Yeah.
It's okay, okay?
Next time he'll
When you
have
said that, it was pretty obvious what you had, honestly. You're like, yeah, I don't know about this one.
I'm good.
it. Thank you.
It's okay. Thank you.
All right, I'll try to be quiet whenever I can when these guys are talking.
Anybody else need a drink while she's here?
Fortunately, we haven't
I'm
missed
good.
much table talk. Leonard and Negreanu
Please,
have been
please.
rather quiet.
Water, please.
So once again, welcome all to our preview show here on YouTube. Apologies again for the inconvenience. Of course, that is the last thing we want here during poker's most important event of the year. For us, of course, also the most important event of the year. But sometimes, you know, technical difficulties do arise, and that is not something we enjoy either. But we are going to extend our preview here. This is supposed to be a 1-hour preview. We'll do a 2-hour preview, so you guys will have to listen to me for the next 90 minutes or so. If you're with us in the chat, please let us know where you're watching from. Let us know, you know, if you're having a good time in general. Hope everyone can relax, sit back, enjoy the show. We have a lot of action coming here on day 2. This is usually the day where we see those big stacks rise up out of nowhere, and hopefully Negreanu can be among those, because we all enjoy it when Daniel Negreanu has some chips here, and he gets involved here with a small pocket pair.
Call.
Talk to you a bit.
Lastavica raising to 2,400. Negreanu calls from the small, and Morita from Japan comes along from the big blind. All right. Oh, wow. Speaking of a flop, we have 9-6-5 here. Negreanu flops a set, Morita flops top pair and a straight draw, and Lastavica happy to check behind here. 8 on the turn gives Morita a straight, and now, as you can see, equity's changing. Negreanu no longer the favorite. Lastavica lets it go. Action out on Negreanu with his set. Makes the call for 2K. Doesn't get fancy here. Doesn't try to blow up this pot.
Big.
River card is the 4 of spades.
What's the name?
Set no good here. 12-4 in the middle. Let's see how much Morita comes with here. She's got a big stack. Looks like I bet a 9,000.
Oh.
Negreanu quickly makes the call.
Just fold 10-7. Just fold
I warned
10-7.
you, bro.
I had a set.
I warned you.
10-7.
Oh.
I told you.
Oh,
It's
you
alright.
got the 7 and
It
10-7.
hit me harder. She needed an 8. Only an 8.
Nice
Wow.
hand.
My first pot from Daniel. I many money, many 50K.
50K?
I give you.
Yeah,
maybe.
before.
Yeah, before.
Morita celebrating her win here,
Okay.
taking one down from the legend. Negreanu taking it in stride. He's still got a very healthy stack here on
Next.
day 2 of the main event. Oh, wow. We're looking at Chris Moneymaker here. Switching on over to his table. Pocket aces, put the backpack on. We're standing up. That, of course, is the way to do it. We have 3 players all in here. And 9-8-4 rolls off the deck. Chris Moneymaker with aces up against the queens of Sean Perry, who already has over 200K. And there's 200K in the middle here, and Shin's all in with ace-9 of diamonds. This hand is absolutely out of control, and the board pairs with a diamond on the turn. Wow. What is going on here? Looks like the graphics here are having a hard time catching up. I only see aces and queens up here on this table. So Moneymaker needing to fade a queen here. It is the 8 on the river.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Moneymaker getting a double up here. Okay. My excitement was maybe a bit too much here as I saw all those cards on the screen. But the one thing we know for sure is that Moneymaker doubled up through pocket queens.
One time. One time.
time?
Only. Oh. Let's show the flop.
So Moneymaker very much back in this thing. Nice double up for him with pocket aces versus the queens of Sean Perry. Perry, by the way, sitting on an absolutely massive stack.
Did he act? I'm sorry.
Check.
We both checked.
Oh, they hold on.
16 under.
All right, back to our
Yeah,
main feature
limping,
table.
no, limping. People in, we call it
Pimping.
limping is pimping.
Pimping.
Like so cool, right?
Dance?
You limp, you're like, oh, I'm so cool. You know?
Oh.
It's like, so I'm so cool.
Oh.
So because I limp.
Limp is cool.
Yes, very
Okay.
cool. Limping is pimping. So cool.
Did you flush?
Flush? No, I,
Okay.
I think you said you have flush. No, I was flush draw.
Action here underway again at our main feature table. Hirsch raising it up with king 9 off, making it 2,400. And Patrick Leonard finds pocket queens. Now, I'll say this. Leonard probably one of the most dangerous players in this tournament if he gets hold of a big stack. 90K, of course, is plenty of chips, but this man knows his way around with the big stack. Had some deep runs earlier this summer, of course.
Raise 10,000.
Also one of the most well-versed players in GTO approaches. Looks like Hirsch is very eager to play many pots. We saw him against Negreanu with pocket fours earlier. Hit a set on the turn after calling on a flop with 2 overcards. And now King 6-6 rolls off the deck here. Hirsch kills, or at least is halfway there, the queens of Patrick Leonard. This man is on quite a roll. Leonard bets 5K. Hirsch makes the call. 4 of spades on the turn. Hirsch, the only player with a spade here. Leonard just going to continue here, betting 7,000. And again, Hirsch just with the call. What looked like such a beautiful spot here for Leonard is turning out to be quite a disaster unless he finds a queen on the river, and it is the 8 of diamonds. Leonard has 68K left. Hirsch gets the check mark. Look at this.
Call.
1,600 and a call. Leonard, of course, wanted to get the showdown cheaply, and he gets shown King 9 offsuit.
Bet 75.
Wow.
Thank you. For water as well, please.
Should never have shown the queen 9.
Only because of this I pay. Yeah.
A little look outside the room here to remind you of our deal with GTO Wizard. Go to gtowizard.com/PokerGo and use the best poker solver
For 16.
to work on your poker game. If you decide to sign up after the first 24 hours, you get a 10% discount. So gtowizard.com/PokerGo.
Even that,
Now we are
Go and check that out.
Now we are equal.
Equal? I'm not sure about that, but
Queen 9, King 9. Both of them bullshit.
Double suited.
I will say.
Position.
Yeah.
Screw that guy.
Just the water for me.
That's where most of the equity lies.
Yeah.
You know we need
Probably
more
not a good
tachlis.
Tachlis?
Yeah, that's tachlis.
Thank you.
Action folds around to Negreanu. Comes in for the raise with 6s. Let's see if he can make something positive happen. Have not seen any good news yet for Negreanu while he's been on stream. And Leonard finds King Jack of diamonds on the button here. Perhaps we're going to see him isolate.
Easy money. It's very cold. Very, very cold water.
FEMA in the small blind
Cold, cold.
receives an invite to this party, and he's not going to pass up on it. He's going to make the call as
cold.
well.
Oh, yeah, pretty cold. You can get room temperature if you want.
This?
We'll bring you room temperature.
Stein in the big one makes the call. 4-way action here. Negreanu with 3 customers. Pocket 6s not looking too hot, of course, unless he hits a 6 on this flop. To the contrary, it is ace 8-9, all diamonds. Look at this, Patrick Leonard flopping the absolute nuts here. FEMA, by the way, in the small blind, catching 2 pair. Negreanu might feel a little better about his 6s, given the fact that he has a 6 of diamonds, but still, this hand being 4-way is not making it any easier.
2,000.
Action checked over to Leonard, who puts out 2,200, and FEMA makes the call. This will thin the field out a little bit. 2 quick folds, and now we're going to see heads-up action on the turn. Turn card is the ace of spades. Disaster for Patrick Leonard, and FEMA again comes with a check. Oh my God, this guy's having a day. Leonard still with a nut flush. FEMA hits a full house. You can't make this up. You absolutely cannot make this up. Oh my God. Leonard in the tank. Reaching, of course. He'll be full of confidence here. His hand very disguised as well. FEMA's going to look back at his cards. He's got 41K left. He's going to make the call, leaving himself with just shy of 30K behind here. 40,000 in the middle here. Leonard does have FEMA covered. River card is the Queen of Spades. Let's see if FEMA's going to lead this river card. Look at this, he's going to lead the river for 25K. Absolutely brutal situation here for Leonard. FEMA leaving himself with very little chips behind. This has got to look incredibly strong. What is the purpose of the Queen of Spades in this hand? Why does he lead here? Oh, wow. Leonard moves all in, and FEMA makes the call. This is disaster news for Leonard as he gets shown ace-9 for the full house.
Wow.
Patrick Leonard, in a matter of hands, gets knocked all the way down to 20K.
29,
29,629.
Got the nuts in the flop.
New dealer.
Look at our
wouldn't
secondary
have
table
Getting
here.
the
Sean
I'm saying
Perry
you wouldn't even play it if you got the 8 of clubs. You wouldn't lose anything.
with Chris Moneymaker.
going dead in the.
I knew the 8 was.
Here's a look at our beautiful giveaway. We're giving away 3 seats to the WSOP main event. Become an annual subscriber for a chance to win one of 3 2025 WSOP main event seats. All PokerGO annual and VIP subs are eligible to win. Join now or upgrade on PokerGO.com. Use promo code WSOP24WIN to save $20 off your first year of a new annual plan. So if you want a chance to play in the 2025 main event, then please become an annual sub. And who knows, we might see you here inside the Horseshoe.
12 to call. Raise 2,500.
3-9-6, 2 clubs on the flop. Bugaret and Casella are going to go see a river card here. Casella with the check mark.
All in.
Oh, wow. All in announced here. Is that real?
Count, please.
Yes.
No, I think that's audio coming from the outer table.
13, 14. This right here is 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 200. 20,200.
Call.
Call.
How much is that?
20,200.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, turn them up, please.
All right, this is indeed the all-in that's going on right now. You could already hear the all-in being announced, and Leonard with a chance to double up, holding pocket jacks versus 2 6s. After all the bad luck he's had so far, he really deserves to have this one hold up to keep him in the race. And the flop so far is very clean. 9 of diamonds on the turn. Leonard fading a 6 and a 6 only, and he'll receive a nice double up. 8 on the river secures it for him.
When I show you hand, I think I'm sorry because I had jack.
You have jack?
But I was.
You
it's
got
jack.
X?
Ace jack?
Yes. So if I call, I win.
Ace jack.
Nice.
Leonard
jack.
saved by Morita, folding ace jack there. Well, he'll be happy to rake in the double
Well,
up back to
save you.
45K.
Huh?
Save you.
I think now,
Twice, please.
now we're even.
Okay.
Now it's even. It's fair.
He's confused. He doesn't know how to play.
Can you give me some yellow?
Real hands pre-flop.
Yeah.
Yellow and black.
This is new.
Thank you.
Not
Like
gonna
I
lie, I'm probably gonna jam pretty late on you.
Good.
1,200 to call.
Like I said, atmosphere
Sorry,
pretty
Paul.
relaxed here inside the Horseshoe. The main event jitters have worn off a little bit. Players seem comfortable, smiling. But of course, there's tons of money on the line, and I've mentioned this earlier, but we don't reach the money until the end of day 3, so that is not a concern
She saved us.
for quite a while, as
Raise,
Morita raises it up with pocket 4s.
If he folds, she calls, and I'm out.
I save you.
You save me.
I save you.
Migliaccio,
40 call.
who reminds me a little bit of Bob Bounar there in the 2 seat,
I'm on tilt, you know.
decides to let it go here off the short stack, and
25s.
Morita takes this one down. I'm seeing it in the chat as well. Morita is indeed a Japanese pro darts player, so quite an interesting life, playing darts professionally. Judging by the way she shuffles chips and how comfortable she looks at the table, I am pretty convinced that she knows her way around a poker tournament as well. Hirsch, let's go of King Jack. Almost surprised to see that given how incredibly loose he's been so far.
Tomorrow.
I'm not sure. We'll see. I'd like to
Raise
golf, but it's like
2,500.
117 out.
Tomorrow's going to be even hotter.
Yeah. I just took yesterday I took the cart down. I was like driving in it, and my feet were just out. And it was like, oh my God, they're
impossible.
burning up.
Crazy.
Oh, nerd. Oh, nerd to fold.
It's so crazy. Like, just
Action folding around to Berlin, who gets a, excuse me, Fima, who comes in for the race and takes it down.
it's almost impossible.
Some chatter at the table about the temperatures in Las Vegas. I will tell you, when I sat in my car to drive to the commentary booth, I think I got a burn mark on my arm from my seatbelt. It is 120 degrees today in Las Vegas. Still a very nice, probably 70 degrees inside the casinos, so please stay inside, be safe. But it sounds as though this heat wave is going to continue a few more days.
Present for me.
Happens at blackjack all the time.
Players at this table playing very quickly.
Raise,
Always good to see as
2500.
FEMA raises it back up with ace-8.
Again? Didn't you raise last time?
Call.
Lastica makes the call with pocket tens, and look at this. The short stack gets rewarded for his patience. Migliaccio moves all in on the button with pocket kings.
What's the counter?
12K.
And look at this, FEMA with perhaps a bit of ambition, asking for a count, but I cannot see him with ace-8 getting involved here. But of course, the decision for Lastica is going to be way more interesting with a pair of tens. He lets go of the ace-8.
I wish you would have called.
Lastica not happy about it, makes the call with 2 tens, and he'll be dominated by the pocket kings of Migliaccio. Alessandro is at risk here.
Ace-8.
Hard side.
Pocket kings are well ahead here, but of course still need to survive this showdown as 7-7-4 rolls off the deck. Turn card. Ace of diamonds, that would have been the card for FEMA.
Would you
Good
have
bet. Good bet.
ace-8 or something? Ace-8, yeah.
Yeah, it is out.
What was that?
Well, I mean, anything better, anything higher, he probably calls. Ace-10. Right?
Yeah, probably.
Anthony
Good bet.
Migliaccio.
Literally folding nines.
Why is this taking so long? Why are they punishing me?
Literally folding nines.
Still waiting for this river card here to come out. All right, here's the river. It's a deuce of diamonds, and the kings will hold up for Anthony Migliaccio from Brooklyn, New York. A musician by trade, but no stranger to the World Series of Poker. Has 3 cashes under his belt. Looking to make a run in the main event this year. He's a composer, record engineer, and record producer.
Could have broke a lot of hearts that hand.
Almost all.
Jamming like ace queen.
Of course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's trapped? Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
Little look to the outer room here to remind you of PokerGo's newest plan. Become a PokerGo VIP right now and get an annual subscription plus access to Run It Once training content with PokerU. Watch and learn like never before. Join or upgrade today at PokerGo.com and learn from those guys on the screen. Kuhn, Galfond, and Jungle Man putting their best content out there for you to learn from. So get that subscription right now, become a VIP, and both learn and enjoy.
For it. Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
Actually got a decent stack in it, so maybe be a little fun.
Quick check-in here with Chris Moneymaker on 76,000 chips. Sean Perry still sitting pretty on 213K. Perry with ace-10 raising it up. Niche with ace-queen makes the call. Michael Nish from Columbus, Ohio, currently living in Los Angeles. Been playing poker since 2001, facing one of the biggest wild cards in all of poker, Sean Perry, of course, someone who plays very unpredictable poker. Both players happy to stay passive here as we get to the river, which brings an ace. Now, both players probably thinking, oh, this is time for me to get some value. $4,500 is the bet from Perry. And Nish doesn't seem happy, so perhaps he's just going to make the call here. Yeah, indeed, makes the call. Ace-queen shown here, and that's going to take it down. Sean Perry. Table chip leader with 206K. That is a stack that a lot of players will likely have around the money bubble, so that puts into perspective how big his lead here is right now. Once again, apologies for the issues we had earlier. We're going to be here for 2 hours, so we're going to show you the whole first level of streaming here on YouTube. If you are now enjoying listening to my voice and watching the action, please like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are trying to chase 600,000 subscribers on YouTube. Hope you can all forgive us for the rough start. We have 10 more days of the main event left, including this one. July 17 is when the main event will conclude, exclusively on PokerGO.com. Until then, we'll have preview streams on YouTube. We'll also have daily highlights every morning, so if you have to miss some action for some reason, get caught up in the morning with our recaps and then dive back into the live streams later on. We have David Tuckman and Jesse Sylvia on the commentary on PokerGO.com. They're going to be streaming until 1 a.m. roughly, Las Vegas time tonight. Shin comes in with a raise, Queen 10 of hearts, and Paddock with pocket kings, 3-bets to 7,000. We might have some action on our hands here. Robert Paddock in seat number 5, 17 total cashes in his life, only 8 of which came at the World Series of Poker. Shin, by the way, repping the Table 1 patch there, so I'm just going to assume that he plays high-stakes cash games, perhaps with the likes of a Justin Young. Ari Shin, originally from Tokyo, but now lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. And let's go of the Queen 10, stays disciplined. All right, chat, if you 3-bet with kings in the main event, are you going to be sad to get no action, or are you just going to be okay with the fact that you didn't have to play a big scary pot for your tournament life? I feel like pairs like kings, queens, and jacks always make me a little bit nervous. Perhaps more than they should, but it is the main event after all. Heard many stories over the years of players folding pocket aces before the flop in the main event when, excuse me, not aces, of course, kings, folding pocket kings before the flop because of the worry and concern about aces. Gramatikov raising with ace-9 of clubs. He must be a really good speller. Just gonna guess and assume that he's really good at spelling. Paddock comes along, makes the call with king, jack of spades. Heads up flop here. Ace, king, 4, 2 diamonds. Gramatikov flops top pair. Paddock flops middle pair. Gramatikov from Varna in Bulgaria. Professional poker player who now will potentially lose some chips as the jack on the turn gives Paddock 2 pair. Robert Paddock from Labrador City, Newfoundland in Canada. He's made some runs in the main event before, finished 107th back in 2022 for 6 buy-ins. And Gramatikov bets 2.5K. Paddock comes along, makes the call. River brings a brick, 7 of clubs. Gramatikov was going to bet, and a quick call here from Paddock. Ace-9 shown, but King-Jack is going to take this one down. Well done from Paddock. Today is day 2ABC. Tomorrow we're going to have day 2D. And I saw a tweet from Kevin earlier that day 1D was the largest single day in main event history.
There, but I have to check in. Because if Chris Moneymaker's at feature table during the World Series of Poker main event, I got to talk to him, and he's going to love it. Paul, let's go this way while I tell you about my, not about 138K, don't mean to brag. Cuz is at my table, so I'm kind of soaking in the silence here in the event center, and it is, oh, such a beautiful thing. I love Cuz. He's the best, genuine dude. Just we've had a couple incidents that just kind of needed a break, so we're going to go around this way. Now, I've heard Moneymaker has had a swingy day. He was complaining on X about it earlier, says the cards were not doing him justice. But what he refused to say was that he got the chips in with aces versus queens. I mean, I haven't seen a tweet or a post about that yet. I mean, that sounds pretty good to me. So let's walk this way. Let's see if we can surprise him a little bit. This is perfect. He's out of hand, never going to see us coming, and he's absolutely going to hate it. It's going to be great. Okay, right this way. And I do believe we have found one Chris Moneymaker. It is so good to see you once more. Okay, I missed you too. It's good. We're like best friends.
Oh,
it's
we
a
are best
beautiful
friends.
thing. The shirt is gone.
Yeah, new shirt today.
New shirt today.
Yeah.
Okay, and some new run good. I know you were struggling earlier, down to 25K, but picked it back up a bit.
Yeah, we got up to 85, then we went back down to 33. Now we're sitting at 70. So just doing the elevator game a little bit today, but we're still in.
You're still in. Do you think some people overreact to getting crushed a bit early in the main? Like, you can see the emotion get to people when they become short stacked, when they still have, you know, 20 or 30 bigs.
It's happened to me, so yeah, I get it. I mean, I've done it in the past. I mean, this tournament's one of the unique ones that, I mean, you can take some really, really bad beats. You can be really short, and I mean, there's lots of play left. So, you know, I've worked really hard on making sure I don't punt off my stacks and, you know, don't get frustrated. I've had several opportunities over the last day 1 and day 2 to, you know, say I give up and just come back next year. There's been a lot of spots where I could have just called off and said, I think this is the spot. But I don't know, just keep holding on, and you know, I'm just trying to be here for Jeff Blatt on day 5, day 6.
Keep the grind alive. I'm at 138K, which is more than you, but it's not about me. I just had to throw in that note.
It's not really a competition. When do you play, tomorrow?
No, I'm playing now. I got to go back.
You're playing now?
Yeah, but I just wanted so badly to talk to you.
Oh my God.
And I have Cuz at my table, so I just needed to relax a little bit. You know, just need a little silence.
So we have a last longer then?
We do, indeed.
How much?
We'll have to think about it.
Okay.
Not as rich as Chris Moneymaker. Guys, let's send it back to you.
Congratulations.
Good to hear from Jeff Platt, and you can see, you know, as live as can be, Jeff checking in with Moneymaker, despite the fact that he is playing the main event himself right now. What a company man. Love to see it. Jeff Platt will be checking in with us periodically.
I'm impressed, Jeff.
Chris shouting some encouragement. All right, back to the action here. Sean Perry flopping trips. That is one way to get a big stack. Gramatikov with ace-jack on this board, does still have a flush draw. Decides to let it go, and Perry picks up the small pot. So yeah, Jeff Platt playing at the Horseshoe as well right now, which is amazing. We have Negreanu on our main table today. We are constantly checking in with him as well. Sean Perry and Moneymaker headlining this table. We're just waiting and looking for the big action. If you're with us on YouTube right now, please know that Jesse Sylvia and David Tuckman are on the YouTube stream. They're going to be there until 1 in the morning. I have been giving 1 more hour to give you guys commentary on this day 2 flight of the main event. Stoked that we have an opportunity to show you guys all this. This morning's recap with Kristen Foxen was epic. She made some great calls on last night's stream. Saw our share of epic hands throughout the day yesterday. And we had Joe Hashem joining us for a bit of commentary, as well as Mr. Lucky Chewy. So if you missed any of that, you can find that on PokerGO as well. Full streams are available there. Action here on Shin on the button with King 10. He's going to come in for the raise.
I'm shocked he just didn't see you.
I don't think Sean Perry is going to be folding many big blinds, and he does indeed come along. I'm just going to guess the fact that Shin is wearing a table 1 patch, that Shin and Perry might have a little bit of history, or at least they are aware of each other's play. All right, let's see a flop here. Jack 7-3, 2 spades. Shin with the best of it, but of course not a very promising looking flop for him. Shout out to As the World Burns on YouTube, $5 donation, saying I supported Moneymaker for Hall of Fame, and now I support Hashem, who contributed much to the excitement of the main event and poker in Australia. Well said, sir. Well said indeed. Moneymaker and Hashem, both legends of the game, and Hashem as well, also a builder. And I know they have the builder category, but also the man with the accomplishments, has a World Poker Tour and a, of course, World Series Poker main event title. Joe Hashem has been a staple of the game ever since he won the main event back in 05. For those that want Negreanu, if we're not showing his table, that means there's nothing going on. We're just waiting for some action on that table. We're going to be pivoting back and forth whenever we find something noteworthy. There it is, back to Negreanu's table. And look at this, we came back at the right time. Lasvika with kings all in for his tournament life. Fima and Morita still playing the side pot, and Morita flopping 2 pair. This is going to be a tough one to overcome. Lasvika looking for a deuce or a king. Bad news indeed, 6-5 versus kings. Man, some of these hands have been brutal. Lasvika already having a beer here, hoping to maybe soften the blow a little bit. Waiting for the turn card. Kings versus 2 pair. Turn card is the Queen of Hearts. A few additional outs here for Lasvika. Needing a king, a deuce, or a queen to survive. It's the 8 of spades. That's not going to do it. Morita is going to send Lasvika to the rail. And we have a seat open here at our feature table. Morita up to 226K. She is absolutely crushing it. Patrick Leonard, after a very rough start, found a double up. In case you just missed that, back up to what, 40K.
Those days are long gone for Phil Ivey.
Raise 2,500.
About 10 years too late.
Yeah. She came a little, she was lucky, she's 10 years too late.
$25.
2,500.
Morita continues with the suited connectors, raising it up with 7-6 of spades.
Heads up.
FEMA on the button, makes the call. Morita so far involved in quite a few hands here as we see ace, jack, 7, 2 diamonds on the flop.
2,000.
Negreanu squeezed between two big stacks here. Potentially
Heads up.
could be frustrating, could also be a nice opportunity to down the line win some chips here. 10 on the turn.
Check.
Gives FEMA 2 pair. Morita perhaps gives up here.
$5,500.
FEMA going for 5,500 here, trying to get some value from his turned 2 pair, but Morita wants none of that and lets it go. And I'm just getting word that Patrick Leonard, better known as Pads, started today with 19,000 chips, got it up to 80,000, then down to 20, and now back up to 40. So the main event roller coaster in full effect for him.
This one's mine. Just this, yeah.
Still
You can take
playing
everything
600,
else.
1,200 blinds here. 1,200 big blind ante, so quite a bit to fight for here every single hand. Seeing some comments about the glasses that Negreanu was wearing. Apparently, I haven't tested this myself, but apparently the sort of red tint on the glasses
1,200.
makes the lights around you a lot better to deal with at the table. So I've seen Ivy, Negreanu both wearing them. I mean, if those guys do it, we're probably going to see entire tables with those glasses in the
2,500.
not so distant future. I did think that the bucket hats would catch on more. Phil Ivey wearing the bucket hat when he made a deep run and won his 11th career bracelet. Maybe not the fashion icon that I thought he was. Negreanu here raising it up with 6-4 of clubs. Action on Leonard with King Jack. Quite a slow decision there from Leonard with the King Jack. Perhaps just not wanting to tangle with Negreanu, or maybe just not happy with that hand given his stack size. Leonard, for those unfamiliar, has $3 million in career tournament earnings. But guess what? Over $20 million in online tournament earnings. Won a bracelet back in 2022.
Not one raise and everybody folded. Didn't happen. Wow.
It happened every time I had the aces yesterday,
Yeah.
apparently, with my mirror glasses.
I know.
It's like, how do they know every time, man?
It almost didn't happen this time.
Oh, you were doing stuff. Got ideas. Collect ideas.
$1,200.
So Paz did indeed consider playing back at Negreanu, but ultimately let go of the King Jack,
This table's
finding
pretty nice, actually.
Much
a better spot.
I like it.
Not as big as the one
Yeah,
feature.
it's
It's
just a
quite
nice.
big. If you play the big one, you play stud, and you're sitting here, and the up cards are flying over here.
It's impossible.
That's why the glasses help. Ivy gave me them.
Yeah.
This helps a lot with the glare.
You have to. It's hotter there. Here, it's not too hot.
No,
There
it's not so bad.
There, it's really bad.
Yeah.
You can hear Negreanu himself explaining the reasons for the glasses, so don't listen to me. Listen to the man himself. Fima with the raise at Queen 10. Stein calls and gives Hirsch a decent price here with Jack 6 of hearts in the big blind. Hearts will be hard to find here, and they also do not show up. Queen 3-3, 1 heart.
That is 2,400.
Fima hits a queen, continues for 2,400. That should end this hand, unless Hirsch, who is known to get creative, wants to come along, but he does decide to let it go.
Button's good.
Thank you. Button's been moved.
David Fima, who has had quite a good start here, doubled through pads not too long ago from Paris, France. Also a musician. Maybe we can start a bit of karaoke action here. Two professional musicians at the table.
Beautiful picture.
Don't see it all too often here.
Nice
Here's a look at our chip counts.
Mayuko
Mayuko Morita, our chip leader at the table. Asaf Hirsch from Israel on 207,000, second in chips. More towards the bottom, Patrick Leonard needing some help, but with 32 big blinds, still plenty of room. In most tournaments, 32 bigs is quite a lot. Maybe in this one, not so much, but you gotta always just stay patient.
2,600.
Scott McLaughlin with some love in the chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Happy to provide this preview coverage.
I was going to say, show me your t-shirt and do
no.
it. But
Well, I can't limp when it's raised.
no, I was going to do it.
Oh, you were going to
Heads
do it.
up.
Yeah,
So it's a bit of information for me.
All right, the two big names here going head-to-head to the
Check.
flop. Ace, 10-9, a rainbow. Negreanu, the one hitting two pair here. Leonard picking up the gut shot straight draw. Leonard in position.
That is 3,800.
3,800 is the bet. Negreanu perhaps putting Leonard on some ace combos as well here. Probably salivating at the idea of making some chips. Negreanu makes the call. To the turn we go.
Heads up.
Turn card
Check.
is the deuce of clubs. Negreanu extends his lead in this hand. He is 91% to take this one down, or to have the best hand, I should say. Leonard looking for a queen and a queen only. Let's see how much he continues with as he is reaching for chips.
Check. Heads up.
Actually goes check, check. Third club hits on the river.
$11,500.
Negreanu betting 11,000, close to a full pot-size bet here. Leonard trying to weigh his options, trying to figure out if
What's the
there's...
worst hand you would bet? Ace queen?
Leonard giving Negreanu respect for thinking he could be bluffing here. Leonard with the second best no pair hand. The question is,
Fold 9 next to clubs on the flop. This would be crazy.
Leonard debating whether he can make the call.
It's like both ways.
I have no clubs in my hand.
Really?
No.
Buttons
I need a club?
Um,
I was like, clubs? Why do I... Backdoor flushes don't happen. No clubs.
wow.
My two pair is good.
If you
No.
promised me that, if you made a promise, I would have called. You promised me.
If I promised you I didn't have clubs, then I wish I would have done that. 0 clubs.
You should have promised me. I was going to be curious.
Promise. And then show you 2
Bring them
clubs.
back. Bring them back. Bring the cards back.
Because promises are worth
Bring
it.
the- Yeah, bring the cards back. You missed it. Thank you.
I feel like promises here are worth more than promises out there, though.
Yeah, yeah, right, because people see it. You can't.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Negreanu gets the chip up to 118K.
You did? Why?
Pads down to 32K. Back to the outer table we go. And look at this, Sean Perry trying to get a little more rich here as he makes it 6K to go after the player on his right opened to 2.5K. Sean Perry, 6.8 million in career tournament earnings. His biggest win, of course, the 2022 PokerGO Cup 50K for 640,000. Also finished 4th in the 100K at the WSOP back in 2021. Sean Perry, the son of the legendary Ralph Perry. Calls himself a professional sports bettor. I think we've all seen the content that he produces. Definitely a character and a half. Sean Perry gets the call, and the flop brings out 10-10-7, 2 hearts. It's going to be hard for Perry to lose this one. Perry throws out a bet, takes it down, shows the aces, keeps the rest of the table honest.
Big hand for big time player. You know what I'm saying? No one's happy? Good hand. First time I've had aces all day. I keep running into aces, queens to aces, queens to aces. Twice, yeah.
In case you're just tuning in, main event on day 2 right now. Tomorrow, the second day 2 flight. Field won't combine until day 3 when we are going to approach the money bubble.
Raise 24.
Niche makes it 2,400.
Call.
Michael Niche getting a call here from Boucherette in the big blind, and the flop brings Queen, Queen, Deuce. Mystery cards for our Frenchman from Frankerville. Action gets checked, ace on the turn.
Will it be an expensive interview is the way I'd look at it.
Marc Boucherette, professional poker player and coach.
600,000. How much? 850? Someone will be on it. There might be, yeah. Sorry, no. Yeah, I'm sure.
He did check.
My bad.
Check.
Oh, little uncertainty there about where the action was, but ultimately we do get 2 checks, bringing us to the river. And we also get to see the cards of Bougueray as he has Jack 10. Now the river gives Niche Broadway.
Check.
The Frenchman checks again.
That's 35.
3,500 is the bet from Niche, trying to get some value from his King Jack. Bougueray hitting a 10 on the river. Potentially a non-believer here as he puts together the chips needed to make the call. Wow, look at this. Comes with the check raise as at the most inopportune time here. Call quickly made here by Niche, who's going to table his straight. Wow, what a turn of events here. This hand seemed to be going nowhere, and then all of a sudden we get that check raise action on the river, and Niche rakes in a really nice pot here, up to 68K.
No, I have no idea. No. What do you want? He's got lucky chips. I hope so.
Things staying here with our secondary table as Paddock raises it up with ace-5 to 2.5K. Moneymaker, 10-7 of spades, stays disciplined.
I don't even think they're posting it. I don't even know that. What?
Action folds around to Shin in the big blind. He's going to make the call. Happy to go heads up here. Nine, 8-8 on the flop, 2 diamonds.
Check. Check.
Action goes check, check. Turn is the 6 of hearts. By the way, if you're looking for David Tuckman and Jesse Sylvia, they are doing commentary on PokerGO.com right now. I'm just here to lead you guys all in and show you off the first level of play today. We got about 35 minutes left in the level. Players will then be going on a dinner break, and after dinner, the stream will continue on PokerGO until about 1:30 in the morning. So there's 4 more hours of play tonight, and then tomorrow, the stream for day 2D will start a little earlier at 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. We'll have a preview again. Myself and Donnie Peters will be on the call for that one. I believe maybe we get Jeff and Brent tomorrow. Maybe Tuckman is still on the call. Either way, you're going to have an amazing voice delivering you the action as Shin here on the turn decides to take the initiative, betting 4,000. Paddock lets it go, and we move on to the next hand. By the way, if you're with us in the chat on YouTube, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're rapidly closing in on 600,000 subs on YouTube. We have daily recaps posted in the morning, try to keep you guys in the know on everything that's happening at the World Series of Poker. Also, did lots of earlier streams from bracelet events. If you've missed any of those, please go check them out. And probably the proudest piece of content that we put out on the eve of this year's WSOP is the top 100 hands of all time. So if you search for WSOP top 100 on YouTube, you'll find that video. It's a 5-hour compilation of all the best hands from the WSOP over the course of the next few years.
Raise 3,000.
Lancaster raising it up with ace deuce of hearts. Have not seen him in action yet. Mark Lancaster, probably the best nickname at this table. He goes by the name of Champagne Mike.
3,000. Calls.
Bougeret makes the call on the button with 10-8. Champagne Mike from Melbourne, Australia, living in Reno, Nevada currently. Came very close to winning a World Series of Poker bracelet back in 2019, finished second in the 10K limit hold'em. Also has a deep run in the main event under his belt. Last year he finished 130th, so this man knows how to beat a big field.
Yeah, back in the day. But I'm not tall for basketball, I'm a shooter.
Calls.
Eight, 4, 3, 2 clubs on board here. Gramatikov from the big blind flops an open-ended straight draw. Bougeret with top pair. Lancaster, who is our pre-flop raiser, does have a wheel draw, but you know, things not looking too hot for him as the suits are not connecting.
You know what they say though, right? Lightning can't jump. Oh, really? He's a shooter too, probably, right? Yeah.
Interesting line choice here from Gramatikov, leading with his open-ended straight draw into 2 players.
Call.
Lancaster with ace high comes along, makes the call. Now, the man with the pair, looking at a board that contains plenty of draws, is going to have an interesting decision to make here. Do we want to just continue, see this turn card three-handed? Do we want to raise it up, try to thin the field, maybe get rid of some of the flush draws?
Call.
Does just make the call, doesn't want to bloat this pot. Turn brings the deuce of spades. Now Lancaster and Gramatikov both hitting pairs. Also a second flush draw out there now, given the Bulgarian's lead from the big blind and the dynamic in his hand. Pretty interesting. It's going to be hard to figure out for all these players what exactly is going on here, but I'm pretty sure they're going to think that, or at least from Gramatikov's perspective, one of Lancaster and Bougeret is going to have a flush draw here, which is not the case. Gramatikov decides to continue firing, bets 12,000, and now Lancaster quickly gets out of the way. What an interesting spot here for Bougeret. Does have top pair, not the strongest top pair, but also quite well hidden here. Bougeret thinking, if I call this, what am I facing on the river? Once again, Gramatikov just called from the big blind, then decided to lead both flop and turn. And the Frenchman not going anywhere, makes the call. 42K in the middle with two rather mediocre hands here. The weak top pair and the open-ended straight draw that comes in on the river. The Bulgarian plays it in the most creative way and ultimately ends up making a straight on the river. Now, of course, one card straight out there for Bouguereau to call additional chips here is going to be quite difficult. Gramatikov giving it some thought. Backdoor spade draws, not a huge concern here, so I'm expecting him to just go for value here. The Bulgarian pro taking his time here. No shot clocks in the main event as, oh wow, look at this. Gramatikov feeling confident, put out a huge bet of 37,000 and Bouguereau with the snap fold. Now, of course, the question we all have to ask ourselves is, what does the Bulgarian do on the river if the 6 doesn't come in? Now, we'll never know that, but definitely intrigues me a little bit. But well done by him, betting on 3 streets, chipping up to 81,000. And before you know it, you find yourself in a massive pot, and this time it plays out perfectly for Gramatikov. I had Espen Jorstad doing co-commentary not too long ago, and he, of course, was involved in arguably the longest hand in poker history when he was heads up with Adrian Attenborough in the main event 2 years ago. Some people said the hand was 40 minutes long. I don't remember it being that long, but I do recall production getting worried about Attenborough taking so long that the stream would catch up with the players. Ultimately, he ended up getting out of the way. Sean Perry and Chris Moneymaker headlining this table, but Moneymaker has been rather quiet. And speaking of quiet, he decides to perk up here, 3-betting the 7K with Queen 9 of hearts. Earlier, Jeff Platt spoke with Moneymaker, who basically said, yeah, I know it's been a rocky roller coaster day, but he says he's never going to panic.
Call 7,000.
Moneymaker gets called. He's in position here against Casella. We saw Casella during our day 1 coverage. And now ace-king deuce rolls off the deck. Casella catches a king, but Moneymaker, of course, as the pre-flop aggressor, can represent that ace. Joe Casella from Elkhart, Indiana. Has a degree in finance from Indiana University.
5,000.
Moneymaker continues for 5,000 here. Love to see that aggression from the 0-3 champ. Casella probably asking himself, if I continue here, will I continue on multiple different streets? And the check raise all in announced. Wow, I did not see that coming. Just comes with the shove with King Jack. And Moneymaker quick with the fold. Wow. Risky business there from Casella, but it works. Casella chips up to 62,000 chips with that move. Moneymaker now down below the starting stack of 58,000. All right, moving back on over to our main feature table for tonight. Picheri all in with ace-queen. Negreanu does not want to tangle for 43,000 with ace-queen as well. And now action back on FEMA, the initial raiser. Gets out of the way with Jack-10 of spades. And Picheri takes this one down without showdown. Negreanu has had a okay level, I guess. Some ups, some downs, sitting on 124K. He is seated right between two stacks that are both big and two players that are both aggressive, Hirsch and Morita. Patrick Leonard, meanwhile, has had the bigger roller coaster of all, has seen lows as low as 18K and highs as high as 80K, now on 24,000. Still hoping for a quick double up.
Raise to 2,500.
How's Becca doing? Do you know? Any idea, Becca?
Oh, he bagged the main. Like he's had a day off. He hasn't had a day off in fair. He doesn't know what to do. It's like, there's no 1 days. It sucks.
Is there no 1 day?
There is, but he said it would go till 5. So I was like, yeah, don't play that.
Yeah.
You know.
Landon is planning on playing 2 different tournaments today.
Because he's playing day 2, right?
Yeah, he's the same as Becca, right? I guess.
No, I'm saying, but he didn't play day 1, did he?
He did.
Landon did?
He was like 90K or something.
Cool. Go.
Morita raising it up, and Badulin making the call for the big line with 6-4 of clubs.
You have to go very deep to get 40K. Because of the way the payout structure is now, it's like going to be 20 for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like 22, 23, whatever.
A 30K swing is pretty good for us.
Huh?
A 30K swing would be good.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But because after that, there isn't like a ton of big opportunities.
Queen 4 Jack on the flop as
Berkey said, had him at the table, and he said, you guys are running so hot. I'm like, my guy's stuck 4,200 this summer. I'm like, yeah, he's burning hot, buddy. He's on fire.
Negreanu and Matt Berkey
against King Queen. I'm like, okay.
having some side action on Jeremy Becker and Lennon Tice.
Jeremy's never. Jeremy just keeps losing with 9-4 against Kings. You know, that's how he gets it in. I'm kidding. It's like, of course, they're both running below EV.
Yeah.
They'd be losing.
The most likely result was for them both to lose, though. Just the way it works.
Well, actually, I don't think that's true, honestly, because of the buy-ins that they've been playing. Like, they haven't been playing 10Ks much. They've been playing small buy-ins, and your ROI is going to be very strong, so you're going to realize it a lot more often.
Yeah, I think the sample is just too small.
I know, I get what you mean. I just think specifically because they're so juicy at the lower limits that, like, your cash percentage is so damn high.
They're playing a lot of, like, turbos and, like...
Still, yeah. Like, he's playing those 600s, 800s. Those are...
100%.
You know, if you played, like, just $600 buy-ins for 30, 40, you're probably going to win, actually.
Yeah. If you get that early and play...
Yeah, well, that's...
Because Landon maxes a lot of stuff.
Yeah, our guy's from to hand 1, which increases the ROI a lot.
You guys have got my buddy firing every single event every day just for his equity in it. I think he's going to get stuck $1 million.
Who?
My buddy King for his fantasy team.
Oh.
Drafted himself.
King Callis.
Callis, yeah. He had 1 deep run. I have him on a lot of my teams, yeah.
Well, it's always funny, you pointed out, he'll late reg like a $500 one just because he's firing everything, and that's where he just runs perfect, and then every 10K he just bricks out.
That's actually okay, because he can get, like, field bonus and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not that bad if he has side bets.
He usually does.
I actually feel like those guys are underrated, the guys who can get a field bonus.
That's why I think, like, that's what's cool about the draft, I think, is you can build your team many different ways.
Yeah.
Now, if you really want to build a field team bonus, it's like, okay, you can, but
Even
like, you're not a favorite. I mean, you can, but they still have value, you know, but if your variance is much higher versus like somebody with a low ceiling. Let's say you take like
that 5 was a 4 for a second.
You know he's going to put up points.
Yeah.
But then you could take a $1 player who might put up a couple hundred if he hits 2 bonuses. They were designed, the bonuses were added to make those types of players worth drafting. Because before, you wouldn't spend a penny on it. You know, it expands the strategy. You take a $1 flyer on a guy who plays the small ones.
Yeah.
Trying to listen in on
but,
Negreanu and Leonard chatting about fantasy poker.
It's not about that.
Yeah.
This isn't a player of the year race. It's not equitable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying winning a 1,500
is
half as valuable as 80th in the Colossus. You know, increasing variance is good for the draft too. Yeah. More luck is, you don't want the chalk to just win because they know stuff.
Just to get you caught back up here. Landon Tice and Jeremy Becker are having a interesting cross book at the World Series of Poker this year, or I guess I should say at this summer of poker. Negreanu is in the camp of Jeremy Becker. Lennon Tice is in the camp of Matt Berkey. And the rules of the bet are actually pretty interesting. And I'm reading this off of PokerGO.org. If Jeremy Becker wins $1 million and Lennon Tice loses $1 million, then Team Berkey Tice would owe Team Negreanu Becker the difference, $2 million. If Tice wins $1 million and Becker breaks even, then Team Negreanu Becker would owe Berkey and Tice the difference, which is $1 million. So that's the crux of the bet. PokerGO.org is doing a great job at tracking the bet. So far, these players are not having fantastic summers. Lennon Tice is down 60,000. Jeremy Becker is down 14,000. So could all come down to a run in the main event. Who knows? If you're still with us on the stream on YouTube, thank you so much for being patient with us today. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have more coverage tonight, exclusively on PokerGO.com, starting at 9 p.m. Pacific time. 4 more hours, 2 more levels of play.
How many days are you working? Every day, like? If it's 7 days stress, it must be even longer for you.
Jack 6-6 on the flop here between Bartolin and Morita.
This table's not so hot. The table there, it's very hot. Here it's okay. Yeah. It's like being outside, but.
Bartolin's king high is going to take this one down.
7-4, 7-4 always?
No, not always.
Only big blind.
Yeah.
Change my friend.
Check.
Thank you. How do you say thank you in Japanese?
Arigato. Oh, you know.
Arigato.
Arigato.
And if you want an apple, you say Ringo Kurasai.
Wow.
If you want an apple. That's all I got.
Still good.
And some bad words.
How many?
Wow.
About to rain. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Somehow Negreanu able to order an apple in Japanese. I had not put that one on my list of things that he would know to say in Japanese. Things rather relaxed here at the table. Gives me a chance to check out chat. Busy in the chat tonight. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Action on FEMA here. He's been active, but he decides to let go of the 8-5 of spades. Picheri, ace-queen of spades. That's a raising hand if I've ever seen one. Alessandro Picheri from Rome, Italy. Lives in Malta currently, a poker pro. Has won World Series of Poker bracelet, which he won in the closer back in 2021. Just shy of $1 million in career tournament earnings for Picheri. Looks like Bartolin is up to some 3-betting perhaps. That could make things interesting.
3 raise, 7,000.
Makes it 7,000 to go. Okay. Got some poker on our hands here. Negreanu, Morita quickly out of the way. So does Patrick Leonard. Action back on the Italian pro.
Arigato.
There is some trainers with arigato. Some trainers.
I don't know. Is this YouTuber?
All right, so Picheri's going to make the call, come along. Finds Queen 5-6 on the flop. That is exactly what he was hoping for. Question now is, does Badalin want to continue firing at this? Actually goes check, check.
I don't know.
Turn is the deuce
Very
of hearts.
cool.
Very cool.
Oh, I want this.
You want?
Yeah, I want. Expensive?
Not for you, no.
No, no.
Could see Picheri taking the betting lead here, but maybe he doesn't want to mess up his stack here. Seems like he's trying to build quite a fortress. 7,500 is the bet.
They didn't show the hand when I had Jack and the big blind. She pre-bet me to feel free on the Queen river.
And Butterlin lets it go. Picheri gets to take this one down. A quick reminder here that we have about 15 minutes left on the stream. Then the players will go on a dinner break. And after dinner at 9 p.m. Pacific time, the stream will resume on PokerGO.com. So don't miss out on any of that action. David Tuckman and Jesse Sylvia are doing the commentary. We're going to have the same tables after dinner, so Negreanu is staying on the feature table. Same goes for Patrick Leonard, and on the other table we have Chris Moneymaker and Sean Perry.
It's gonna have to play blackjack on dinner break.
Batterlin, after a failed 3-bet, now with ace-10 of hearts. He's going to try to get some money back here.
Forget, day 4 is the money?
I think so. It was the start of last year they finished, there was 4 people left to the money on the end of day 3.
So right away on day 4.
Yeah, they should have probably played
it's
usually end of day 3, but
it's tough coming
end
back.
of day 3 or early day 4.
In 9 years, but from what I remember.
The min cash being bigger this year probably means it's going to be day 4.
Yeah. I don't like that. I would have went the other way. I'd make min cash smaller. Make them even less, you know, advantageous to people to stall.
Yeah.
Because that's like the whole point, right? It's like when it's a big bubble, it just makes more incentive to like sit there.
I agree completely.
Like you used to do half buy. Literally, the min cash was like half your buying.
This is my little castle here.
It'd be nice if they'd shot box after dinner on day 3.
I think we should have it the whole way, but yeah, we got to get there. We're getting there. We're growing. First, you got to establish it more and more. And
honestly, the speed's been really good.
in this tournament, it's been great.
How were you? How many chips were you down to?
Yeah, yeah. That's why I think if you added it on day 3, it's so good.
The dealers are pretty seamless.
18,000.
Chatter about when the money will be reached. The reason why the World Series of Poker generally likes the bubble to burst at the beginning of day 4.
Yeah.
That way they can have
If you have 1,000
all the
dealers
payout
doing it,
lines
it might be
ready
tough
for the
some
players to
tables,
receive
but I
their
think when you
payouts,
get down to
as
the last-
we always
They're gonna
lose
get
about
there. I'm telling you.
500 players
The
in
app
the
is
hour
good. Technology
after
is
the
gonna
bubble
continue to
bursts.
get
As
better.
we take a
To the
look at our
point
chip
where
counts
everybody's
here
just
on our
gonna
main
wear
feature
VR
table.
goggles. And we'll have everybody will have your
Mayuko
own HUD
Morita,
in there.
our chip leader with
Live.
217K.
The GG HUD.
Meta.
Patrick
What
Leonard.
do I do? Ace queen off.
Short
Cut
stack
off.
with 18 bigs.
9 BBs.
Everyone looks like Boba Fett at the table.
Yeah. I just got a VR, and I tell you, it's one of the best things I ever bought.
Yeah.
It's like, because we use it for, it's not just a video game you sit there. I'm moving.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
wife's moving. We're playing Beat Saber. We're boxing.
It's active, yeah.
It's like,
Videos of
I'm
the
sweating.
people breaking things in the house, though.
Yeah, I messed up my hand, bro. Because when you move out and you come back in, it screws your boundary. I gave a left hook to the wall. My knuckle, I'll show you a picture. My knuckle was up to here. And I had to go, it was our Valentine's, it was our anniversary. And we had to go out like that. I put ice around it and it actually worked. But it was, I just hurt myself now.
This after.
Negreanu hurting himself with the VR.
Oh, it's amazing.
That is something I would totally do.
It's only going to get better.
Oh my god, I should not be allowed to use that.
Games are just great.
I'd probably
And
break
Beat
my
Saber's
ankle or
just a
something.
Fun game. It's so simple. You know, you're splashing boxes to the beats, and you get in the rhythm, and you're dancing. It's like
Espen likes DDR. Do you know what this? Like dance.
Dance. You're doing the dance.
He goes every day to it. This is
Really?
cardio.
It's great. Because I hate cardio. Hate it.
You need to do something
Doing
fun.
this is so much better. And they actually have like workout programs in there that are cardio, but it's a gamified, right?
That's
so
good, yeah.
Doing stuff where you don't feel like you're just running on a treadmill or something boring like that.
My friend in Seat 8 is a video game designer.
And this, where? Oh, here?
He creates them. Yeah.
All right, we have four-way action to the flop here on 9-5-3, all clubs. Batterlin flopping the queen high flush, and as you can see by the numbers on your screen, he's got a lock on this hand. Wow, turn brings the jack of clubs, making his flush look even prettier. Now also with the open and straight flush, which he absolutely would not need to hit.
I'm gonna sell you 5,000. 5,000. One red one. Or that one, yeah. Yeah, 5,000.
Hey.
Thank you. Arigato.
Batterlin betting 5,000. And look at this. FEMA, with just the 7 of clubs, comes along and makes the call.
Yeah, you can trust me, but just in case.
Okay.
We're going to see a river card here. It is the 9 of hearts pairing the board. Batterlin with queen 10. Likely to go for value here.
Dinner break.
Yes. 75 minutes.
Interesting it's this one and not the next one.
You got aces.
Two more levels.
In this bird.
Yeah.
Throw me a purple.
Little pause here from Batterlin, trying to figure out how much he could bet to get called back.
Give her all your black.
Oh, wow. He checks behind. Scared of the board pair. FEMA did show a full house to Patrick Leonard earlier. Perhaps that has worked in him going to showdown here. Really surprised to see him not go for value with queen 10
Was
here.
there
But
always
hey,
dinner breaks?
sometimes
like
it is
back
good to
in the
be a
day,
little bit
always?
risk averse.
Yeah.
You know, when they first did the main event, like the Binions would put on like a buffet.
Spread,
They
yeah.
would put alligator, rattlesnake, like they had all kinds
Really?
of, like, yeah, real food, you know, like
Can I buy
exotic.
you a broth chip?
That's cool.
Free rooms for everybody. It was
I use a black one for.
Yeah.
Daniel Negreanu reminiscing about the times at Binions.
sauteed rattlesnake.
It is cool how he has transcended multiple generations. He's been around since the 90s. Of course, winning his first bracelet in Las Vegas since 2008 this summer. The 50K PPC of all events. We have the whole final table of that event available on PokerGO.com, so please rewatch that if you can. It's honestly fantastic and highly entertaining. The emotions were so real and so raw for Negreanu.
Okay.
Negreanu here, king 4 suited, deciding to get involved, raising it up to 2,500. Stein in the small blind. Comes with the re-raise, fights back, and Picheri with 8s in the big blind. Looks interested. Decides to let it go.
I've got aces in this hand, so I just wanted to get this over. This guy took a flop with me. Biggest hand I've played in 3 hours in this $400 bird.
Quick folds there after the 3-bet.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm probably gonna need black again then. Yes. Can you give me 5 black?
I did. He had a.
Looks like Morita is collecting all the black chips to get some of those raced off from the table.
A lot of chips in this now.
Now we're cooking.
Now we're cooking. He came along with a 6-7 suited, so that was nice.
It's always good to see some fans on the rail. As the main event goes on, more and more fans will crowd these aisles and hallways, trying to get a glimpse of their favorite players going deep in this event. one of the wildest things to me is that every year when we cover the main event, we
back
see
here
some
after
pros
dinner?
go deep, giving themselves the opportunity of a lifetime.
That's what
but
I-
it
yeah,
is
he
still
said
so
we could.
rare to see a notable name pro make the final table because it is such a minefield and such a long grind. You got to be on the right end of these hands for basically 2 straight weeks. And ultimately, one player will never lose an all-in for their tournament life, which is incomprehensible.
What
is it?
I believe so. This is dinner.
ディナーブレイクになります。これ待って配信してるのに私喋っていいの？
Fima with the raise to 2.5K. Picheri comes along with King Jack of spades and flops a jack immediately.
Players and leaders in the main event, complete this hand, you will be on a 75-minute dinner break. Please complete this hand, 75-minute dinner break in the main event. We will be racing on to 100 value chips while you're on this dinner break.
Fima betting 3K here with deuces, and Picheri comes along, happy to let his opponent do the betting, keeping the bluffs in his range. 6 of clubs on the turn. Players are departing the table, as you could hear the announcer say. 75-minute dinner break coming up. Once again, 9 p.m. Pacific time is when play will resume. You can watch that all on PokerGO.com, starting at 9, going till roughly 1 a.m. Action on the tournament. Check, check. Picheri now looking to lead, trying to get some value from his King Jack, betting 10,500. Fima in the tank, perhaps thinking that Picheri wants to get away with the bluff here with some missed hearts potentially. Look at this. He does put him on a missed flush draw, but Picheri is going to get some excellent value here from his King Jack. Well done, sir. Well done. Taking 78,000 chips to the dinner break. All right, and with that, we have played our final hand of this stream here on YouTube. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notifications. We have highlights tomorrow morning again from today, the entire day. And then also, please know that tonight we have coverage again on PokerGO.com. So get yourself a dinner, maybe a fresh beverage, and then tune back in at 9 p.m. Pacific time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.